Imagine this. You wake up, check your phone, and Bitcoin is at $500,000 per coin. Your mind starts racing. Do you sell everything and cash out, or hold on, hoping for even more? Now flip the scenario. What if Bitcoin crashes to $10,000 overnight? Do you panic and sell in fear? Or do you see it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance to buy at a massive discount? These are the big questions every Bitcoin investor is asking right now, because if history tells us anything, Bitcoin is heading for something big, but how big? That's exactly what we're going to uncover in this video. By the time you finish watching, you'll have a crystal clear understanding of Bitcoin's future based on expert predictions, what top analysts believe will happen, market forces, the key factors pushing Bitcoin up or pulling it down, historical patterns, what Bitcoin's past tells us about its next big move. This isn't just speculation, it's a deep dive into Bitcoin's most likely future, so let's get into it. The Bitcoin Rollercoaster, a journey of extreme highs and lows. Bitcoin is not just another asset, it's one of the most unpredictable and fascinating financial stories of our time. It has gone from being worthy of pennies to being valued higher than gold per unit, all within a little over a decade. But what makes Bitcoin truly unforgettable is its ability to shock the world again and again, whether through insane price surges or painful crashes. Let's take a look at the wild ride Bitcoin has taken so far. 2010, the beginning of Bitcoin, 1 cent per BTC. At this time, Bitcoin was practically worthless. Only a few tech enthusiasts and cryptographers even knew about it. The first ever Bitcoin transaction was made when a programmer bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 BTC. Today, that Bitcoin would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, making it the most expensive pizza purchase in history. 2017 Bitcoin's first major boom, $20,000 per BTC. The world finally started paying attention. Bitcoin went from just a few $100s in early 2017 to an unbelievable $20,000 by December. This was Bitcoin's first true mainstream bull run, making millionaires out of early adopters. The hype was massive, but so was the crash that followed. 2018, the crypto winter, Bitcoin crashes to $3,000. Bitcoin collapsed by over 80%, dropping from $20,000 to just $3,000. Many believed Bitcoin was finished, a bubble that had finally burst. But smart investors kept buying, knowing that Bitcoin had survived crashes before. 2021 Bitcoin's new all-time high, $69,000 per BTC. This was the biggest bull run in Bitcoin history. Institutional investors, celebrities, and even major corporations like Tesla started buying Bitcoin. The price surged to an incredible $69,000, shocking even the biggest believers. But then, as always, the crash came. 2022, the crypto crash. Bitcoin drops below $20,000. Rising inflation, government regulations, and financial panic caused Bitcoin to lose over 75% of its value. Just like in 2018, people thought Bitcoin was over. But history has shown that every major crash has been followed by an even bigger recovery. Now, Bitcoin is making headlines again. Bitcoin is once again gaining momentum. Institutional interest is growing, governments are discussing regulations, and crypto adoption is at an all-time high. The question is, will Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, or are we headed for another correction? To truly predict where Bitcoin is going next, we need to analyze 3 key factors. Expert predictions. What are top analysts saying? Some experts believe Bitcoin will hit $200,000 or more by 2025, while others warn of another pullback before a new all-time high. Institutions like BlackRock, Tesla, and major banks are heavily investing, which could drive prices higher. But regulatory uncertainty and market volatility still play a huge role in Bitcoin's future. Market forces. What's pushing Bitcoin up or pulling it down? Bitcoin's price is controlled by supply and demand, institutional investment, global economic trends, and government regulations. Positive news, like companies adopting Bitcoin or countries making it legal, pushes the price up. Negative news, like government crackdowns or security risks, pulls it down. Historical trends. What does Bitcoin's past tell us about its future? Looking at Bitcoin's 4-year cycle, every crash has led to a bigger bull run. If history repeats itself, Bitcoin's next move could be its biggest yet. What experts say? Bold predictions for Bitcoin in 2025. When it comes to Bitcoin's future, opinions are divided. Some experts see massive price gains ahead, while others remain cautiously realistic. Will Bitcoin hit a new all-time high? Or will it face unexpected setbacks before reaching its full potential? Let's explore 3 major predictions from top financial experts and analysts, each with its own reasoning and market analysis. Prediction number 1. Bitcoin hits $225,000 by the end of 2025. H.C. Wainwright, a well-respected investment firm, predicts that Bitcoin could surge past $225,000 by the end of 2025. Why do they believe this? Bitcoin follows a 4-year cycle. Every 4 years, Bitcoin goes through a boom and bust pattern tied to its halving events. Massive growth after each major crash. Historically, after each major price dip, Bitcoin has bounced back stronger than before. Institutional and retail adoption. More people, companies, and even governments are adopting Bitcoin, increasing demand. The 4-year cycle theory. Looking at Bitcoin's history, 2013, Bitcoin hits $1,000, then crashes. 2017, Bitcoin skyrockets to $20,000, then drops again. 2021, Bitcoin reaches $69,000, then falls to under $20,000. 2025. If the pattern continues, Bitcoin could hit $225,000 or more by the end of this cycle. Key takeaway. If Bitcoin continues following its historical trends, we might see a new all-time high in 2025, possibly above $200,000, but some experts aren't quite as bullish. Prediction number 2. Bitcoin hits $200,000 in 2025. Anthony Scaramucci, a former White House official and founder of Skybridge Capital, predicts Bitcoin will reach $200,000 in 2025. Why does he believe this? Big investors are moving in. Banks, hedge funds, and large institutions are buying Bitcoin like never before. Bitcoin ETFs have changed the game. With the introduction of spot Bitcoin ETFs, more mainstream investors can now buy Bitcoin easily. Institutional adoption equals higher prices. When big money enters, supply gets squeezed, and Bitcoin's price naturally increases. The power of institutional investment. When big financial players start buying an asset, they usually hold for the long term. This reduces available supply, which pushes prices up over time. BlackRock, Fidelity, and other major firms are now offering Bitcoin ETFs. MicroStrategy has bought billions worth of Bitcoin. The US government and other institutions hold Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. What does this mean for Bitcoin's price? If demand continues to rise while supply remains fixed at 21 million coins, Bitcoin could realistically hit $200,000 in 2025. Prediction number 3, Bitcoin stays under $100,000 or drops to $77,000. Not everyone is convinced that Bitcoin will hit new all-time highs so soon. Why are some experts skeptical? Regulations could slow Bitcoin's growth. Governments may impose tougher crypto laws, making it harder for institutional investors to get involved. Macroeconomic instability, a global recession, inflation spikes, or banking crises could cause short-term sell-offs. Government actions are unpredictable. If regulators crack down on crypto exchanges or increase Bitcoin taxation, growth could slow. Could Bitcoin drop before it rises? One expert suggests that before Bitcoin can reach new highs, we might see a temporary pullback to $77,000 or lower. Why? Investors might make profits after Bitcoin's recent rise, causing short-term selling pressure. If regulations become stricter, it could slow down adoption. The next major Bitcoin bull run might not happen until late 2025 or beyond. Which prediction will come true? Will Bitcoin hit $225,000, reach $200,000, or struggle to break $100,000? Here's the truth. No one can predict the exact price, but history gives us clues. Bitcoin's fundamentals remain strong and long-term adoption continues to grow. The next few months will be crucial in shaping Bitcoin's 2025 price action. What's really controlling Bitcoin's price? Bitcoin's price doesn't just move randomly, it's shaped by 5 major forces that constantly push it up or down. Understanding these forces will help you predict trends, avoid mistakes, and make smarter investment decisions. Let's break them down. Supply and demand, the scarcity effect. Bitcoin is often called digital gold for one big reason: it has a limited supply. Unlike fiat currencies, which governments can print endlessly, Bitcoin has a fixed cap of 21 million coins. Once all of them are mined, there will be no more new Bitcoin. What happens when supply is limited? When something is scarce, its value tends to increase over time. Just like gold, real estate, or rare collectibles. The more people want Bitcoin, and the fewer coins available, the higher the price climbs. Bitcoin halving, the game changer. Every 4 years, Bitcoin experiences an event called a halving. This means that the reward for mining Bitcoin is cut in half, reducing the rate at which new Bitcoin enters circulation. Less new supply, plus growing demand equals a price surge. Historically, each halving has been followed by a huge bull run in the next year. Past halving events and price surges. The 2012 halving saw Bitcoin surge from $12 to $1,100 in 1 year. The 2016 halving saw Bitcoin jump from $650 to $20,000 in 18 months. The 2020 halving saw Bitcoin skyrocket from $8,000 to $69,000 in a year. What's next for the 2024 halving? What does this mean for Bitcoin's future? The next halving is set for 2024, meaning we could see major price movements in 2025. If history repeats, Bitcoin could hit new all-time highs, but supply and demand aren't the only forces at play. Institutional investment, the big players are here. Not long ago, Bitcoin was seen as a risky asset used by tech geeks and retail investors. Now, the world's biggest financial institutions are buying Bitcoin. Major companies investing in Bitcoin. Tesla holds over $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. MicroStrategy owns over 150,000 BTC, one of the largest corporate Bitcoin holders. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, launched a Bitcoin ETF. Fidelity, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs banks are now offering Bitcoin investment options. Why does this matter? When big institutions invest, they bring billions of dollars into the market. They make Bitcoin more mainstream and trusted by the public. Their involvement reduces volatility and makes Bitcoin a more stable long-term asset. The result? More institutional adoption equals higher Bitcoin prices. Government regulations, friend or foe. Bitcoin was created to be a decentralized currency, free from government control. But as Bitcoin grows, governments are paying closer attention. Countries that support Bitcoin, El Salvador, the first country to make Bitcoin legal tender. Switzerland allows Bitcoin transactions without heavy restrictions. The United States Bitcoin ETFs are now approved, increasing adoption. Countries that restrict Bitcoin. China banned Bitcoin mining and crypto trading in 2021. India proposed laws to heavily tax or restrict Bitcoin. Russia limited crypto transactions to avoid capital outflows. Why does regulation matter? Good regulations like legalizing Bitcoin ETFs attract more investors and push prices up. Strict regulations like outright bans can scare investors away and cause price drops. What's next for Bitcoin regulations? The US and Europe are working on clear crypto laws that could either boost or limit Bitcoin's adoption. If governments support Bitcoin, its price will likely skyrocket. If regulations become too strict, Bitcoin could struggle in some regions. Keeping an eye on new crypto laws and policies is crucial for predicting Bitcoin's future. Inflation and economic crisis. Bitcoin as a safe haven. Bitcoin isn't just a currency, it's a store of value, like gold. Why is this important? Traditional fiat money loses value due to inflation. Governments keep printing more money, making each dollar worth less. Bitcoin is deflationary. Its limited supply means it can't be printed endlessly. Inflation versus Bitcoin. When inflation rises, more people buy Bitcoin to protect their wealth. During economic crises, Bitcoin often performs better than traditional assets. Some investors now call Bitcoin digital gold because it holds value over time. Bitcoin during financial uncertainty. In the 2020 COVID-19 crash, stock markets crashed, but Bitcoin recovered faster. In the 2023 banking crisis, when banks collapsed, Bitcoin's price went up as people lost trust in banks. Future economic uncertainty. If global financial systems weaken, Bitcoin could become even more valuable. Will Bitcoin replace gold as a store of value? Gold has been trusted for thousands of years, but it's hard to store and transfer. Bitcoin is digital, easy to transfer, and has a fixed supply. Some believe it will eventually outperform gold. As the world economy faces more uncertainty, Bitcoin's role as a safe haven will grow. Technology and adoption, more users, higher prices. Every day more businesses, investors, and even governments are adopting Bitcoin. The more Bitcoin is used, the higher its demand and price. Companies accepting Bitcoin, Tesla, Microsoft, and Shopify now accept Bitcoin for transactions. Major online retailers are exploring Bitcoin payments. Countries like the UAE and Switzerland are integrating Bitcoin into their financial systems. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, and Bitcoin. Some countries are launching their own digital currencies known as CBDCs. CBDCs could drive people toward Bitcoin as a decentralized alternative. Bitcoin network upgrades like the Lightning Network and Taproot. The Bitcoin network is constantly improving, making transactions faster and cheaper. New technology like the Lightning Network allows for instant Bitcoin payments worldwide. What does this mean for Bitcoin's price? The more people use Bitcoin, the more valuable it becomes. If businesses, banks, and even governments continue integrating Bitcoin, demand will skyrocket. What history tells us? Bitcoin's predictable cycles. Bitcoin may seem unpredictable, but if we zoom out and look at its history, a clear pattern emerges. Bitcoin has always followed a 4-year cycle. These cycles include 3 key phases: a major crash. Bitcoin experiences a massive price drop. A long accumulation period, prices stay low while smart investors buy in. A huge bull run, Bitcoin skyrockets to a new all-time high. And then, the cycle repeats. Let's break it down with real examples. Cycle 1, 2011 to 2013. The first big boom, 2011. Bitcoin crashes from $31 to just $2, a 94% drop. 2012. The price stays low but slowly starts rising again. 2013. Bitcoin explodes to $1,100, shocking the world. Lesson learned? The crash wasn't the end, it was just the beginning of a bigger bull run. Cycle 2, 2014 to 2017. The $20,000 breakthrough. 2014. Bitcoin crashes from $1,100 to $200, an 82% drop. 2015. People call Bitcoin dead again, but smart investors accumulate quietly. 2016 to 2017. Bitcoin skyrockets to $20,000, creating new millionaires. Lesson learned? If you held on to Bitcoin through the crash, you made life-changing profits in just a few years. Cycle 3, 2018 to 2021. The rise to $69,000. 2018 Bitcoin crashes from $20,000 to $3,000, an 85% drop. 2019 to 2020. Prices slowly climb back up as Bitcoin gains adoption. 2021. Bitcoin surges to $69,000, setting another record. Lesson learned? Bitcoin's worst crashes have always led to its biggest booms. Cycle 4, 2022 to 2025. What's next? 2022. Bitcoin crashes from $69,000 to under $20,000, a 75% drop. 2023 to 2024. Bitcoin starts recovering, just like in past cycles. 2025. Could Bitcoin repeat history and hit $200,000 or more? If the pattern holds, Bitcoin's next major bull run could be coming soon. So what does this mean for you? If history repeats, Bitcoin is due for another massive surge. Past cycles show that holding long-term has been the best strategy. But remember, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. The risk factor. Could this time be different? While history strongly suggests Bitcoin will go higher, we also have to consider the risks, government regulations. If major countries ban or heavily restrict Bitcoin, its growth could slow down. Some governments support Bitcoin while others try to control it. Institutional influence. Unlike before, big corporations and banks now own a lot of Bitcoin. If they start selling, it could create huge price swings. Market sentiment and fear. Bitcoin is driven by psychology. If investors panic, prices can drop fast. But as history shows, panic selling has always been a mistake. What should you do? Smart Bitcoin investment strategies. If you believe in Bitcoin's long-term future, experts recommend 3 key strategies to reduce risk, maximize potential gains, and stay ahead of the market. Use dollar-cost averaging, DCA, a safer way to invest. Instead of investing a large sum all at once, DCA means you buy small amounts of Bitcoin at regular intervals. whether the price is high or low. Why is this strategy effective? Reduces risk. You avoid the mistake of buying at the wrong time. Smooths out volatility. Since crypto prices are unpredictable, DCA helps you build your position steadily over time. Stress-free investing. No need to constantly watch price charts or worry about market fluctuations. Example of dollar cost averaging. You decide to invest $100 per week into Bitcoin. Some weeks Bitcoin is high, some weeks it's lower. Over time you get an average price rather than buying everything at a peak. Historically, this method outperforms trying to time the market. Who should use DCA? Beginners who don't want to stress over market timing. Long-term investors who believe Bitcoin will be worth more in the future. Anyone who wants to lower risk and invest consistently. Think long-term, patience pays off. Bitcoin is highly volatile in the short term, but its long-term trend has always been upward. If you zoom out on Bitcoin's historical price chart, you'll notice one thing. Every major crash has been followed by a new all-time high. Lessons from history. In 2013, Bitcoin crashed from $1,000 to $200. People thought it was dead. In 2017, it hit $20,000, then crashed to $3,000 in 2018. Again, people panicked. In 2021, Bitcoin soared to $69,000, then dropped to below $20,000 in 2022. Now in 2024, it's climbing again. The takeaway? Those who held on to Bitcoin through every crash have seen massive long-term gains. Short-term traders panic and sell, but patient investors come out on top. So, should you sell or hold? If you believe Bitcoin is the future of finance, then holding for years, not days or weeks, is the best strategy. Crypto markets go through cycles, and long-term holders have historically made the biggest profits. Stay updated, knowledge is power. The crypto world moves fast, and what's true today might change tomorrow. What can affect Bitcoin's price? New regulations. Governments could either support or restrict Bitcoin. Institutional investment. If big companies and banks buy more Bitcoin, prices can soar. Technological improvements. Updates to the Bitcoin network can boost adoption and usability. Economic factors, inflation, stock market crashes, and global events all play a role in Bitcoin's price. How to stay ahead. Follow trusted crypto news sources like CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, Bitcoin Magazine. Set up alerts for Bitcoin price movements so you don't miss major opportunities. Join crypto communities on Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube to stay updated on market sentiment. Learn from successful investors. Watch what experienced traders are doing and apply their best strategies. Final advice, take control of your Bitcoin strategy. There's no perfect time to invest, but there's a proven way to do it wisely. Use DCA to minimize risk and build Bitcoin holdings over time. Stay patient and think long-term. Bitcoin rewards those who hold through the cycles. Keep learning and stay updated with news, regulations, and market trends. The future of Bitcoin is uncertain but full of potential. The question is, are you ready for it? Final thoughts. Where is Bitcoin really going? Bitcoin has always been unpredictable, volatile, and full of surprises. But one thing has remained true. It continues to defy expectations and bounce back stronger every time. Right now, we're standing at a critical moment in Bitcoin's history. Some experts believe Bitcoin is heading toward $200,000 or even higher. If institutional investments increase, if the Bitcoin halving drives supply scarcity, if global economic uncertainty pushes more people toward Bitcoin, then we could witness a massive bull run like never before. On the other hand, Bitcoin could still experience another major pullback before its next big surge. If regulations tighten, if panic selling increases, if a market correction shakes investor confidence, then Bitcoin might dip before it reaches new highs. But here's what we do know. Bitcoin's story is far from over. It has already survived multiple crashes, bans, skepticism, and even claims that it was dead. Yet it continues to be one of the most powerful financial revolutions of our time. The big question now is, where do you think Bitcoin is going next? Will it break records and soar past $200,000? Or do you think it will struggle before another rise? Drop your prediction in the comments below. Let's discuss. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video to support the channel. Subscribe for more Bitcoin and crypto updates. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support helps us bring more valuable insights to the crypto community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.